Well, Americans seem to have finally found something to bring them together despite months of trading barbs about who's to blame for the country's record inflation rate. An exclusive NewsNation poll suggests that people from both parties want to see Russia punished for its increasingly indiscriminate attacks against Ukrainian civilians. Here, more than 70% of Americans support economic sanctions. And when posed with the possibility that stronger sanctions would raise U.S. gas prices, 65% still say they support it. Julia Manchester joins us now from the Hill. Julia, good morning. So let's just begin with these poll results. 72% of Americans supporting President Biden's sanctions against Russia, and that number only slightly dipping when they account for the effects that will have on the U.S. economy. And these numbers aren't just coming from one party. Do you think this sentiment will hold, though, when things such as gas and food keep going up and the effects of it kick in for the average American?
Yeah, good morning, Rutabaga. This certainly trends with a lot of other polls that have come out recently, really showing broad American support for sanctions and showing that, at least in the immediate moment, Americans are willing to pay higher gas prices if that means that Russian oil will be banned from being imported into the United States. But you pose a very good question. How long does this last? We have to remember we are in an election year, and we saw that right after President Biden made his announcement earlier this week that he would be banning Russian oil from being imported into the United States, Republicans started going on the offensive, saying that these gas prices don't necessarily have to go up this high, that Biden could change this if he started implementing more drilling in the United States, lifted that ban on the Keystone Pipeline, for example. So you're going to definitely be hearing that messaging from Biden's critics going forward, and that's going to impact, I think, potentially polls and public opinion going forward as we get closer to November.
And we're already kind of seeing this play out, right, on this other statistic from our NewsNation exclusive poll. And it says that they approve of Biden's foreign policy, but then 59% believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. So what does that tell us?
Well, I think it tells us that Americans may be thinking about foreign policy and everything happening back here at home very differently. So, I think there is a collective sense of unity in the United States for supporting Ukraine and very much going against the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin's leadership in Russia. At the same time, though, we saw that way before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, gas prices and inflation were still rising. We're seeing a lot of these cultural battles here in the United States, particularly in the classroom over things such as critical race theory or even coronavirus restriction, masking students in the classroom. These are other domestic issues that have been heavily debated here in the United States. So I think Americans in this poll are really compartmentalizing how they feel about U.S. foreign policy and domestic issues. And I think that is something that Democrats will very much have to keep in mind going into November, that Biden's stance on foreign policy may not be enough to lift down ballot Democratic candidates at the ballot box. There needs to be, as there usually always is, very much a focus on domestic issues when it comes to appealing to U.S. voters.
Yeah, we'll see how it actually plays out at the polls. And you talk about the midterms. 84% of Americans say they have been following news out of Ukraine, at least moderately. So how do you expect not only Democrats, but also Republicans to adjust their midterm strategies based on what's going on right now in Eastern Europe?
Well, assuming that Republicans and Democrats sort of try to make this a domestic story, and for all intents and purposes, the situation in Ukraine has turned into a domestic story because it's impacting the price of goods, gas, and energy really overall here in the United States. So they're going to be adjusting their messaging to really focus on that. Republicans already going on the offensive, saying that gas prices don't need to be this high, that we need to be energy independent. The Biden administration and Democrats saying that, the U.S. is working towards energy independency, that we're still drilling for oil here in the United States, and that they're working towards, very much getting non-renewable sources of energy. And you've also seen the Biden administration very much try to deflect this blame for rising gas prices on Vladimir Putin himself, calling this the Putin tax hike. So that's how I think you can expect it to really impact messaging. It always comes back to the economy. economy, Rutabaga. You're certainly seeing that here.
Absolutely, and I know you'll be following it for us and bringing us the latest as it all develops. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.